Hey, good afternoon, fam. Good afternoon. Listen, yesterday, hope everybody's well. That's number one. Hope everybody is well today. Yesterday, I did a video in reference to NBA players, baseball players, musicians, artists, blowing through money and ending up with nothing by the time it's all said and done, right? And this is how life is funny because on my drive home, when I got into my car, put my seatbelt on, I was trying to find some playlist, something to play, and I saw an article that came up, and it was a gentleman named Sean Kemp. This was probably one of the most exciting player in the NBA back then. I mean, I used to fear seeing my team play them because I almost feel like they were just unstoppable. Like Gary Payton and Sean Kemp was the most unstoppable force. They just never got it done. But Sean Kemp was the reason why I used to want to learn how to dunk. Sean Kemp was the reason why I bought those shoes with the thick sole and your heels are up from the ground to build your calf muscle up so you can be able to jump. And it actually worked because my vertical increased and I ended up dunking like that summer, like dunking. But an article came up about this gentleman, about how he blew through $90 million and went broke. He's resurrecting himself now through media and things like that, right? But I want to speak more on this because this happens a lot. Like I'm gonna do another video and give a list of players who have ran through ridiculous amount of money. And I know we all say that if we ever get our hands on that kind of money, you know what to do with it. So you say. Because most people are not financially literate. Most people will get that money in their hand and they'll probably blow through it faster than these athletes and entertainers blew through it. Right? And that's why when I did that video, I hope somebody finds that video. I hope it reach a player or two. I hope that video reach a artist or two, because that video can save their life. That video can be the saving grace from them going back to the bottom if they just put away just a little bit of what they earn a year, just a little bit. I mean, how much these guys make a year? If you just put away 10 to 20% of what you make a year, they'll be so far off financially compared to everybody else. And I know it can be done. I don't make nowhere near what these guys make, not even close. Not even close. And I'm doing damn near close to 45% every single month in reference to savings and investments. Because I learned that a lot of people in America have issues with spending. And if you don't tame that beast and you don't control that beast inside of you, it's going to end up destroying you. So many articles. There's another article I was reading the other day that, and this is constant now, it's on my feed, constantly talking about people can't retire. The one thing I've always wondered is, why are they leaving out the reason why people cannot retire. It's almost like they're afraid to talk about the elephant in the room, which is just the all-out spending, the sheer spending that people are doing. They just can't stop. Let me show you guys a wonderful view of the harbor. So, one of the main issues that people are having, because not all people, but some people make good income, and even the one with the good income are actually the one that I actually end up getting into a worse situation. You understand? Because they make good money, and instead of them keeping their liabilities low, they go further. They get further into debt, because in their mind, I will always have it. In their mind, like the money comes so fast, so quick. They think their job is guaranteed, and it never is. Take a look at all the layoffs. Every 8 years, there's massive layoffs. Every 8 years, there's massive layoffs. And people end up losing their jobs, end up losing everything. And some of these guys, I'm in the insurance industry. I've heard stories of agents making millions of dollars a year, end up losing everything, losing their homes and everything. And I would say, how does an insurance agent who is in the industry is all about finance and financial literacy, how do they get themselves in the same situation? Okay? Listen, they are not immune to living in America. They are not immune to living in America. Living in America is tough. You're surrounded by people every single day who are doing things that you want to do. You start to feel left out. You start to feel left out. So I want to share that with you guys, because knowing that a person made 90 million throughout their career and lost it all, I can imagine what kind of feeling that person's going through. I can't imagine the depression that person's going through, because think about it for a second. You created a lifestyle for yourself and your family. You put your family in a certain position that everything they want, they can have. Be in a better home, better school system, clothes, cars, travel, and then you go down to the bottom. That has to be a depressing situation to be in. That has to be a depressing situation to be in. So, how you doing? I can't imagine anything like that. That's like going to the sky and then falling down to beneath the earth. At least when you didn't have it before, you was on the earth. You was walking the grounds. But to go to the very top and lose it all, it's like you going down to beneath the earth. That's the only feeling I can't imagine no other feeling. Like, I'm closing my eyes and I'm picturing that you grew up in the hood, you got out of the hood, you started living amongst the rich, and you were there for years. You were there for over a decade. Then all of a sudden, back to the bottom. That has to be tough. That has to be tough. So, I want to close out with this. There's so much information out here nowadays in reference to finances and what we need to do. But most of America's issue is nobody want to take action. Nobody want to do it because it comes with something called discipline. It comes with something called discipline. And that's the one thing I believe most Americans lack is financial discipline. Financial discipline. That is a problem for us over here in America. I was part of that too. I'm still fighting it every single day. I'm so proud of myself. All week long, I've cooked in the house. I'm talking about breakfast, lunch, dinner, all week long. And anybody who's trying to get me to come outside the house, I make up a story. I'm working. I'm busy. Oh, I'm tired. Fam, listen. When I told you guys that when I made a decision to move, let me just backtrack. So 2 years ago, I started my brokerage account, and I started with 3 years ago, I started with a 10% contribution. I was fine with that. Everything was cool, and I was still out here blowing money. All right, I said, you know what? No, I got to put a stop to this. I said, let me increase it to 15%. I did that. It was kind of tight a little bit. And then last year, I called myself going hard. I said, you know what? Let me increase it to 20%. I did that. And then this year, when enrollment season starts, I said, you know what? I'm gonna do 30%. Even though last year was hard. Last year was like I literally just had enough to pay bills because 20% was just coming out every single pay. Every single pay. So, how you doing? All right. There was one time where I looked and I believe like it was $4,500 went into my brokerage account in 1 month. Actually, wasn't even one time. It was multiple times. But I remember that particular month because things were tight. Business was a little bit slow that month. And well, let me say business was slow because I made about some good change that came in, but a lot of those were renewals and trails. They weren't really like new business. But altogether, it was about 20 G's that came in, and a little bit over 20 G's, and they took out like 40-something hundred. And I said, man, I could use that money right now. You understand? So, but yeah, so it was tough. But I got through it. And then it happened again. And then somebody got through it. And I realized that, fam, staying in the house saves you money. You don't have to spend. If you sit your butt in the house. So that's what I mean. So now I increased to 30% on my brokerage account side, and I'm still doing my IUL at about $1,900 a month. So yeah, so altogether that particular month, I think it was like $4,300, and then I still did my IUL. So roughly between savings that month, 6,000 plus went to savings in a month. Yo, I was pulling my hair out. I couldn't get my hair cut like that because I'm accustomed to get my hair cut every week. You know, I wasn't accustomed to cooking every day. So, because I was usually eating out and things like that. I mean, just like a lot of adjustments. You know what I'm saying? The things that I usually want to do with the family, we have to like shrink things down just a little bit. Like, okay, we can't go there. Let's find something that's cheaper to go to. Let's find, somewhere that don't cost too much, or somewhere that's free, you know. and now I increased it to 30%. And I know there's gonna be that month that it's gonna get tight, and 30% came out. And at that moment, I gotta do the same thing I did last year. I gotta pivot. I have to make adjustment. And at the end of the day, when I look at my brokerage account statement, I am happy so far as to what I'm seeing. And I don't know if I would have been able to get to that point if I haven't. There's people within that particular company that I'm talking to say, hey, how much you putting away in your brokerage account? Oh, just 5% or just 10%. I'm like, oh, okay. you know, I don't know. Maybe I might consider lowering it if I get to Chairman's Club, which is about $500,000 a year in income. Okay, because if I do $500,000 a year in income, now you're talking about 150K is gonna come out. That's gonna hurt, buddy. That is gonna do some. I don't know, but yeah. So it's just a thought, and it's just things I want you guys to consider. Like that, I'm laughing, I'm smiling, because I know to get whatever you need in this world, you can't just go through life not sacrificing. Life doesn't work that way. Life doesn't work that way. Like there has to be, if you want to lose weight, you gotta sacrifice those buns, those cupcakes, those cinnamon buns, late night eating, alcohol. You gotta go through the pain of going to the gym and working out. Sacrifice, right? If you want to be a doctor, just know that you're not going to have a life for the next 12 years, because it's going to be study, and more study. Sacrifice. So most people don't want to do that. That's why you have most people in the financial situation they are in. Also, too, people don't want to grow, because to be able to save a great amount of money, you got to make a pretty decent amount of money. And to make a pretty decent amount of money, you got to get outside your comfort zone. Sacrifice. You can't blame what happens to you in the future on anybody else but yourself, because you never made the sacrifice. I talk to people about getting into this financial service field, and because it's sales and commission, and it's not instant gratification, which means a guaranteed paycheck up front, they're not willing to make their sacrifice. So, listen, I hope this message reached the right person well today. Somebody who needs to hear, somebody who's out here today swiping their cards at the casino. Somebody who's out here today getting ready to go on that trip that they know they shouldn't be going to. Okay? Somebody who's out here today looking at that Louis bag for $5,000 or $6,000, and you only make 80 grand a year. Listen, you've got to crawl before you can walk, and you've got to be able to walk before you can run. Remember that. There is sacrifice, and I'm gonna say this to some of y'all. Some of y'all can't sacrifice because you stay around people that's not allowing you to sacrifice. Some of y'all can't sacrifice because you keep yourself around people who won't allow you to sacrifice. People who calling you every second, let's go here, let's go there, let's go check this out, let's go buy this concert ticket, let's go do this, blah, blah, blah. Because they forcing you to spend. You don't want to feel like the one who ain't got no money in the crew. So you go spend. Listen, my whole motto moving forward is I ain't got it. Oh, I'm going here. So you want to get back? it's like I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Because those people will still be in the same situation that they're in right now, 10 years from now. The people who brought me into this business, that chain of people who brought me in, it was at least 5 or 6 of them. Okay? The good friend of mine, the good friend of my sister, her friend, the other person, like 5 of them. And they all quit on me. I was left alone to master this thing. All of them are still making the same income. Life is still hard 16 years later because they refuse to make the sacrifice, because the immediate guaranteed paycheck was not there. That's life. Anything that's worth having is worth waiting for. Anything that comes too fast is most of the time not too good. Listen, I hope you guys have a wonderful and blessed day. Love you guys. Hey, I am hiring. If you're looking for a dual career, or if you're looking for a part-time career to get your money up, I'm hiring. Text me at 443-208-5480. That's 443-208-5480. Or go to my site, which is TitanEvolutionGroup.com, and send me your resume, and we'll pick up the phone and give you a call, and we can connect. If you are looking to save money, invest for the long haul, right? You say, you know what? I'm that person that you're talking about. How you doing? I'm that person that you're talking about. I'm the one who is spending at the wazoo. I'm the one who can't seem to save. I'm the one who's always out and about in these streets. And you want to stop putting money away for your future. You're walking around here without life insurance. Okay? If you're interested in learning about a way to save for your future tax-free, and also a way to protect your family, God forbid you pass away, and then also, God forbid, you fall sick, things like cancer, heart attack, stroke, dementia, renal failure, and you're able to get some hard cash, and you're interested in how to learn something about that, like you're a way for you to get money that will allow you to be able to take care of yourself and your needs while all you do is focus on your health. Tax-free money. Text me at 443-208-5480. Listen, I love you guys, and we'll talk soon. Have a wonderful and blessed day.